Welcome back to Refrain Chord. So, alright. Once again, we're feeling.
Hi, Lola.
You're selling things
What?
information?
What use would that thing even have? Exactly.
Well, you can. Well, hey. It could be like a Trojan trap for your enemies.
Wow.
I can assure you there aren't, many factions that would use that these days.
So basically,
Wow, Lola's fallen on hard time.
Well, yeah, that's. I will give the writer credit. He did come with something new to do with Lola for this game compared to the previous to Ivan Dark Force, where this time because of Dorfa's new shtick, now it's much harder for her to do business. So as a result, we get to do some fresh joke material with Lola. That's not just a repeat of what the previous game did, at least. So I'll give them credit there.
You know, that is the sad thing about this game. I wish it were the full package story-wise, because the improvements, when we do witness them, are nice.
Yeah, sure. The problem
I'm
is
guessing this will be part of what causes Lola to join our party.
Kinda, yeah, basically. Unlike the Ivan Dark Force, you don't have... Well, the Goddess Route specifically. Unlike the Goddess Route, you don't have to earn her joining the party. She joins regardless. I'm not kidding. Like, outside of getting specific fairies, which I already did because I did it on previous playthroughs, you don't really have any use for Lola's side quests.
If I recall correctly, doesn't she automatically join in one of the routes of...
She joins automatically in the Vile God and Evil Goddess route. It's only in the Goddess route that you have to earn by doing all of her side quests. That was something that was already present in the original game, and the Goddess route, remember, which is the Ivan Dark Force's version of the original game, right? They kept that unchanged, so it's still there. Go ahead, Dubs.
Oh, tea time in the evening.
Of course.
What's wrong with that? That's not rare.
I think he was just noticing.
Well, go
I
ahead.
thank you, but it's almost time for my bath.
1 cup should be fine, right? I mean...
I suppose you're right. Well then, if you insist.
That's the thing with tea time. You can't tell if they're talking about actual tea or dinner.
Where is Pippin, by the way? I always heard it was like tea at 5 p.m. specifically. Isn't that usually tea time?
Mm-hmm.
He's outside of Apollonius.
Appalooza.
A poor loser. Yes, that's what he...
Apology.
I believe it reminds him of when he was young. Certainly seems to enjoy it.
Pippin and Apollonius seem to be kindred spirits. It's nice to see them get along so well.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Pippin's joy is my joy.
By the way, why do I always have this butterfly on my hair?
It's an ornament.
Marissa, where is Goldo?
Oh, he's probably off with Fang, looking at some nudie magazines.
They grow up so fast.
He says he feels uncomfortable looking at those magazines when I'm around. Well, yeah, you're his mother. Wouldn't you say that's normal?
Yes, I believe most young men would feel that way. Not that I know much about it.
Spoilers, he totally does.
No, remember, it's kind of implied in Ivan Dark Force that Soji is asexual. So... that's right. You said before that you're not interested in the female form. Yeah, that's a... yeah, by the way, that line, I want to talk about that line. You said before. Actually, Marissa, in the context of this game, he never said that. So, that line... Remember, that line is a direct reference to something he says in a skit...
Let me put it this way: it's again, we could have that in beginning be excised because it's basically the equivalent of "as you know."
No, I get that, Tail, but what I mean is that you said before that you have no interest in the female form. Now, people like us who play Ivan Dark Force know that that is a reference to a skit he has with Tiara in the Evil Goddess route. Problem is, that's not what we are. We're not in that said route. We're in a new storyline where we never saw... we never heard Soji say that, so it makes no sense for Marissa to know that. This is the writer's using their knowledge of the previous game, but they forgot to think to themselves, oh, wait, Marissa doesn't know this at this
like
point.
I said, suspension of disbelief can easily justify them telling this off screen. It's just a matter that the way it's phrased it is the equivalent of as you know.
I'm gonna agree with Tio in regards to the fact that obviously this is meant for people who are familiar with Fairy Fencer F, the lore, and I assume stuff that we learned in different routes of Advent Dark Force is stuff that pertains to the characters in all routes, since the only time they really changed character was when, they shifted, and that was obviously what they were usually not like. So, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, anything that the characters learned in Advent Dark Force, they have gone over with each other in this game by this point in time. That being said, I will agree with Pedro that it's not weird we at least got a bout of, oh, I remember you telling us this or that. My
problem?
Like Tio said, this is one of the few times where an as you know actually might have helped.
Not to mention, here's my problem. I shouldn't have to fill in that hole for maybe he did say that off screen. Well, in that case, why not have a skit with that then?
I mean,
then you probably will feel it's too redundant.
No, that's the thing. Remember, timeline-wise, it makes that skit from Advent Dark Force didn't happen in this continuity that we're following right now. So
didn't you have issues with other skits where we kind of repeated information that was technically the first time given here, but we already learned from the original game?
That's different. I'm more tolerant to someone throwing in a healthy reminder from a previous game. That's different than just repeating something that was said in the same game.
Well, that's my point. Wait, the same game? No. I'm referring to stuff where you kind of grumbled, where stuff that we learned from the original game was repeated in this game.
That is true. But here's the thing. Like I said, timeline. Well, I'm talking about specifically continuity-wise right now. That event from the Advent Dark Force that explains that hasn't happened. That's my problem. It's a continuity issue here. But whatever. Let's not go too tangentially about it.
Yeah, I think the point is that it's not too big of a deal.
Yeah. Basically, the point is they're talking about how Galdo... Bathroom hijinks. That's the basic gist of it.
At the very, I will say this because I noticed about the text. I was fearing at first they would go for the implication that Galdo used the time to get back to jacking off, but no, thankfully they just had him just pulling pranks.
By the way, might as well mention I did do some more research on AJ and the Japanese iteration to find out, what their deal is, and it's a little weird. So, apparently in the original Japanese version, AJ is described as, and I quote, a genderless man by Japanese standards.
Not for nothing, but if you describe them as a man, then they have a gender.
Okay. Now, admittedly, Japan handles some of their pronouns a bit.
Like I said, I think we're treading on, a minefield, and we probably should just wait until what Sherry tells us. So.
That said, going off of that information I learned, so far I can get why the translators would have gone with they, them.
Oh, sure.
Ultimate take on it, but I'm gonna say I don't have any qualms with it. So.
Sure.
Also, that's cute. Apollonius is actually training Rain.
Mm-hmm.
It
just seems to be really going at it. I'd call it training more than anything else. Rain said she wanted some pointers.
Indeed. Apollonius is a surprisingly good teacher. He's polite and his directions are easy to understand.
Oh, that is surprising. Surely it's not that surprising.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting you to be a shit teacher.
Silvo. I see. Okay.
What? What are you staring at?
He's staring at your potential.
Do you ever think that axe might be a bit too heavy for you, Rain?
No.
I'm an anime protagonist.
Basically.
Strength doesn't matter in that regard.
No, I suppose not. And you, Apollonius, do you ever find that sword to be unwieldy? Never. I see. I should have expected as much. Sorry, it's just interesting to see your weapons in action like that.
As opposed to every other time we've used them?
What's interesting about it? I get the idea we're going for the oversized weapon, trope. A fury is only
right.
useful if it's well matched with its user, but that usually indicates the fencer's compatibility with their fairy.
Okay.
Also, I completely forgot that Rin uses an axe. I could have sworn she used a sword too.
Put another way, the weapon itself is not all that important. Interesting, yes?
The answer is yes and no.
When you put it that way. True, that there is a one way, the fact that, the weapon is technically useless, but it gives a personality to the user, I guess.
Oh, no,
Your
sure.
sword is so large, it's hard to imagine anyone but you wielding it. And Rin, at a glance, that axe looks not too big for you.
Seriously,
is this,
it's like an arm sword.
Is this low
This
key?
leads me to conclude that physical strength
Typo.
is not a factor that contributes to... I was just hoping. Come to think of it, I never heard of a fencer having trouble wielding a weapon. It's just as you will say, no trouble at
I
all.
really have to wonder what the quote-unquote text fixes of the 1.01 patch were.
To sum it up, perhaps the weapons are somehow capable of telling their wielders how best to use them. But then, what is doing the telling? Fairies? Furies themselves? The plot thickens. A fascinating mystery.
I'm not entirely
How
certain.
philosophical.
I'm
I'm kind of without. It's pointless technically, but I kind of dig it.
No, I get that. I just don't really get where we're going with this.
I was actually studying, the fact that the weapons of Rin and, Apollonius were oversized, but, be able to wield it just fine. But when you have cases like, guns for Harley, for example.
Sure.
What about you? As a fairy, do you have any recollection of telling fur or anything like that? Not especially, no. So my situation with fur is a little exceptional, so that's inconclusive.
But you're a fairy. How could you not know?
Yeah, since you're supposed to wield you
That's
in
a
battle.
That's a good question.
Well, to put it another way, I'm not exactly sure what I am. I suppose it's hardest to see what's directly under one's nose. Perhaps I will study myself. Yes, that would be one approach. By doing so, then perhaps...
Just don't ask for Harley to assist in that.
How very interesting.
And then he's gonna start experimenting on himself and becomes the lizard. Oh, sorry, he's mumbling to himself again.
Scientists sure are weird. Or, no, what's the word? Eccentric.
Nerds, am I right? Ha 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 ha.
Then again, their whole job is to study things that ordinary people don't even think of. So maybe they should be weird.
I don't think that's quite how it should be, Apple.
The heart is the right place, but phrasing could be done better.
Yeah, I thought the word was eccentric. You're back to calling them weird? Yeah, there you go.
Fantastic, wonderful. Will wonders truly never cease?
Seriously, though, I don't consider Rin's weapon an axe.
Well, it is an
we haven't
axe.
seen
It is an
I
axe.
don't remember
actually,
what
though.
the model was in combat, because we haven't seen yet Rin too much in combat.
No, I can tell you that it's an axe. Yes, it's an axe.
You mean the red thing on her arm?
No.
The
that-
3D model.
Like when you see her in combat, she's wearing an axe. She's using an axe.
Oh, okay. Because looking at her artwork, she still uses the red gauntlet thing. I'm guessing that was just her fury for when it was her brother.
Yeah, in general, Jova,
Whoa.
you have to remember, Jova, the 2D artwork of the characters usually don't match with the weapons that they have in combat in 3D with their 3D models.
Ain't that
Rolls
weird?
by a river, the sound of bells. I heard that somewhere before.
It was already a thing in Advent Dark Force 2.
The bell goes ring-a-ding-a-ding, the southern tide with the wish-wash, and the crow flies out with a caw-caw-caw-caw.
Yes, Al. That is indeed what sounds those things make.
I guess it's supposed to be a folk song.
Go ahead, Teo.
Oh my god. Ring-a-ding-a wish-wash, caw-caw-caw-caw. Something like that. Fuck my life.
Let it
Make this jump up.
What kind of song is that? It's totally different from Fleurs. I've
You
never
told
heard
me,
it
Pedro,
before.
that I wouldn't have needed the alcohol.
It's called a shit song.
Okay. Is this really alcohol worthy though? I mean, it's stupid, but
It greases my gears.
Don't you see? The alcohol makes the singing more authentic.
oh, rakugo.
And easy to forget.
Yeah, they're making a Japanese culture joke.
We're back from shopping.
Basically, it's rakugo, which is a Japanese thing, so it's kind of one of those jokes that's hard to translate.
Welcome back, everyone. And why did you go shopping without me?
Oh, sorry. Guess I sent you the quite least, huh?
Oh, grocery shopping.
Mm-hmm.
You sure did. I'll be expecting a massage after all that.
Hey, Al, can you tell me more about the rakugo thing you did?
Oh, you like that?
Sorry, I was just finishing laughing.
Well, rakugo is more than just simple storytelling. It's more like a play, but with one person playing all the parts. If you've seen Blue Eye Samurai, it's something also akin like that. Rakugo, huh? Talk about old-fashioned. That's how people entertain themselves way back in ancient times.
Back in my day. Well, I wouldn't say it's entirely old-fashioned. I've heard it's regaining popularity among young aspiring comedians these days.
Jova, you play this attorney. I've been told, via, far ways without any details that apparently this is a thing in Spirit of Justice, apparently.
Yes, specifically turnabout storyteller.
I probably need to see it for myself, but gotta love the fact with each passing game, the localization deciding to set with America, and having Japanese immigrant is constantly biting them more in the ass.
Well, keep in mind, Ace Attorney 6 sticks mostly on the Kingdom of Khura'in, so...
I know, it's just funny.
Remember, Tio, they covered their asses by saying that Ace Attorney takes place in an alternate timeline.
Sure, Jova, I just want to see when the actual pushing of the Emperor will break the point. Anyway, there was once a doctor who could see the Green Reaper. But if the Reaper stood by their feet, then they would die. One day the king fell ill. The doctor saw the Reaper at the king's feet.
Oh.
So the doctor simply turned the king around in bed. He prescribed some healing herbs, and the king got better.
That'll be 10,000 yen.
Pretty smart doctor.
$10,000.
Well, in this case, gold. I think because
Yeah, don't worry. This is the
But the
NHS. The king didn't have to pay anything.
But the Green Reaper was furious. He declared that if the doctor did it again, he'd be in trouble. Before long, the princess fell ill. The Reaper stood at her loyal feet. But the doctor was moved by their beauty, and by the king's promise of princehood if he saved her.
Oh.
So what happened?
The doctor chose to defy the Green Reaper and save the princess. The furious Reaper took the doctor to a cave full of candles.
So he cucked death.
Each candle represented a person's lifespan. The doctor saw his own candle was about to go out. He begged the Reaper to relight it.
The Reaper was like, no.
But in his anger, the Reaper deliberately failed to reignite the doctor's candle, and it went out. And that's the story.
Well, damn.
Easy. It's a bit complicated, but I dig it too.
So is the Grim Reaper still in the cave? What about the candles? I want to go see.
Well, it's just a story.
You are aware of the concept of fiction, child.
Wow, the Grim Reaper.
You want to
You
meet
shouldn't
him?
sound so excited
What
about
am
that.
I supposed to do?
Congrats, you've made her fascinated with death. Oh, look at those sparkling little eyes. How can you say no to something so adorable? Yeah, sure, let's let her meet death.
Well, seeing as it's fictional and all, I doubt there's anything in that cave.
And we're
I
fairies, so that's
I guess this transitions to a side quest for me to go
Yes.
see. Okay.
Yes.
Rin's so interested in it, though. Perhaps we can at least take her there to see it.
She's the curious. Seeing the real thing might satisfy her a bit.
Again, death. Grim Reaper. Well then, wanna go check it out?
Check it out.
Yay, death!
Yay, let's go.
Oh, the joys of childlike wonder.
Alright.
Yeah, I miss
And
those
now it's time
days.
for Pippin. Contest of Strength.
Alright, you're still here.
Ah, the sunlight is so nice here.
Right. Then.
You guys have a lot of free time on your hands too, huh?
Are you two sunbathing?
Indoors?
Just pretend that the windows are open or some
Yes.
shit like that.
Perhaps it would be more accurate to say I'm sunbathing and Pippin is dry.
Yes, you're sunbathing with all your clothes on.
So, is Pippin really stuffed with cotton?
I get it. Pippin is a pillow. You don't need to milk.
So,
You
Jonah,
don't
you're
need to milk
basically-
this joke this much.
You're basically the evil asshole from Plumbers Broke the Wear Ties. Take your damn
Then clothes off. All right, go ahead.
Indeed, I went to the salon. As a lady, proper hair care is paramount.
Of course.
You look exactly the same. Well, that's because they can't really afford another sprite of me.
Also, that's kind of the point, Fang.
To untrained eyes such as yours, perhaps, keep talking like that, and I won't tell you the interesting information I came
Haha,
across.
actually, yeah, I don't need to have trained eyes. I can see that you're just using the same sprite from the original game. So,
No, don't you see this pixel here is just different enough?
I
what?
think that point is what she wanted to keep them the same way.
Yeah.
I get that too. I'm just
I mean-
joking.
While at the salon, I heard about a very exclusive fairy.
Hmm? But that's not that unusual, is it?
Unusual.
Not that part, no, but apparently this monster will challenge you to a contest of strength.
Test your might.
Well, that rolls Fang out, then.
Oh, a contest of strength, you say? Okay, but what does that mean? How is that any different from a normal monster attack? Yeah, I want to do that.
Well,
Let me
depends on
guess.
how it unfolds.
It will give you a fury if you win. I've only heard rumors, so I don't have every detail, but these rumors are very particular about it being a contest of strength.
Quite intriguing. I don't like it.
Yeah, it does
Not
sound
like
a bit
anything that's
sus.
in food.
Now is the time for those of us with strength and courage to rise up. We can't leave such a beast for others to fight.
Why?
Yeah,
not?
yeah, but I don't really wanna.
I mean,
Unconventional encounters with monsters can be quite stimulating. Why, as a young lad, I once joined a bodybuilding event where...
this
Hey,
is one of the,
are you even listening to me?
I hate to say, this is probably one of the few times I'm with Fang, like it doesn't pertain to their mission as far as they know. Either way, we might as well head over. We might finally lean on another fury.
Seriously? Off we go to Aniquono? Quono? Is that how you pronounce that?
Aniquono.
Aniquono?
No.
Whatever. Apollonius.
Alright.
And free
Apollonius.
skits with Apollonius. Okay, Segura's bad mood.
God, who was Singoro?
He's fairy.
He's the
No, I mean, which of us was voicing it?
if I remember correctly, it was a Dwibs, but at the same time, all he does is grunt, so it's not like it
Just a
matters.
whore.
What's
Yeah,
that?
that's no point.
What's that clanging
Wonderful.
sound?
Yeah, he even does that in universe.
Fair enough.
Besides, I'm already voicing someone that takes a big toll on me voice, and that's Aaron, so...
Is it Seguro slamming against his empty zone?
I know, it's all my fault. I betrayed your trust. For that I have no excuse.
Now
Oh,
you
he didn't
betray
see
me!
them.
Oh.
Ha! Nailed it. I guess Apollonius forgot to feed Seguro, and now he's all bent out of shape. I totally get it though. Even someone as compassionate and mild-mannered as me gets cranky without food.
Keep telling yourself that.
Yeah,
Fang.
keep telling yourself
I
that.
mean, he's not wrong. He gets cranky without food.
Still, it's pretty rare to see Apollonius apologizing like that. I want to see how this plays out.
Okay, audience, let's have a look.
I'm so sorry, Seguro. What can I do to get you to forgive me? I know. To make this up to you, when do I increase your walks this week? We'll go up from 2 to 3 times a day. No? About 4 times then?
Because he absolutely wants more exercise.
Really? Then you'll forgive me?
No.
Yeah, whatever that means.
What he said.
Oh, sorry. I guess I should feed you first.
Yeah.
He's just basically saying, feed me.
Go on, eat up. Just pretend that he's, dropping keyballs.
I love
It's dog food!
I love how Seguro is the only fairy that doesn't have any animation. Like, it's just literally just a sprite.
Just a standing a PNG, yes.
It's literally just a PNG, not even animated.
It's
Here,
like
is this what you
Apollonius.
want?
It's like Apollonius is standing next to a cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
You know,
I
if you
guess-
see it in that context, it makes him look
I guess it's
really
because
funny.
it's not normally what, for the script of Advent Darkness, it wasn't supposed to be on screen for that long.
And everyone around him is just...
So-
everyone around him is just standing around letting it happen, because otherwise he'll go nuts on them.
Mm-hmm.
4 walks a day, and nobody was my mistake, but I sure made a mess of myself. To make time for 4 walks a day, I like to cut down on my training.
You could train while you walk, maybe.
Cut down on training, even if it's only for a week.
Oh shit. Now what?
Also, no, atonement isn't meant to come easy. I must give it up willingly. I must accept this task with gratitude.
That's the spirit.
I really wish the trumpet team was not playing for this ball.
Yeah, true.
I guess it's because, remember, the trumpet
It's
thing is...
comedy. It's obviously a comedy skit, but it's so dissonant. What? You think I'm too focused on my training? You think it distracts me from what's around me? You're absolutely right, Seguro. I'll try to be more careful from now on.
Words of wisdom from Seguro. Buy his self-help book.
Speaking of training, it felt good to swing my sword this morning. Perhaps I should practice before I forget that feeling.
You literally just... Didn't you literally just talk about this, Apollonius? Yeah, exactly. What Seguro says.
Sorry. I guess that's exactly what you're talking about. Don't worry, I won't forget to feed you. So if I may...
So training is like heroin to Apollonius or something.
No, Seguro, I didn't mean I was going out to train now. Alas, Seguro's in a bad mood again.
Oh well.
Oh, we're back where we started.
Oof, it's like watching a lousy owner get pushed around by his own dog. Talk about rough.
Ha! Rough.
I probably shouldn't go blabbing about this to the others. Hear that, Apollonius? You better be grateful to kind old thing. Oh, screw you. You should be grateful. You should be grateful that I'm doing something decent. Go ahead.
Oh
Hey,
no.
Fairy! You ate my pudding, didn't you? I told you I let you get away with it last time.
See, it happens with more than just one fairy and fencer partner.
No dinner for you tonight. That'll teach you. Hey, dolls, don't feed Fang.
What? Do you want me to starve to death? Wait a minute. Come on, Aaron.
Aaron!
And that's it.
Dun, 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 dun.
At the very least, the game did not have a comment of Fang comparing it to an animal, thankfully. Emily.
Oh yeah, Emily. She's on.
My non-existent sister.
Yeah, basically. I'm back, guys. Oh, hey, Apollonius. What's with the glum face?
I'm
they,
always...
they draw me like that.
What? Nothing to say? I thought I'd at least get a snide comment out of you. You don't like being called glum, huh? It doesn't fit the whole brooding anti-hero vibe you're going for. Now you're sighing? Yikes. This might actually be bad. If there's anything you want to talk about, I'm here for you, okay?
I heard a rumor from a potion seller in town about a fairy flower that grows in Rudoke Blast Furnace.
That's a reference to the original game, if you, in case you
They
don't
say it
forget.
heals any wound,
Yep.
But it can't heal the wound on my heart.
but there are so many monsters around there nowadays that he can get very anywhere near it.
That sounds right. Well, Apollonius, you're a warrior. That shouldn't really be much of a problem to you.
Apparently, the
Okay,
last
sure.
time he went there, he found a good luck charm someone dropped. But there was nobody in the vicinity. Given the circumstances, he feared that they were already
Already what?
Yeah, dead. Is that really hard to say? My sister once gave me a little charm with a healing flower inside of it. She used to carry one just like it.
Come to think of it, I don't think the game is shied away from saying stuff like dead or killed.
That's my
has it?
point.
Gotcha. You're worried that the charm this merchant found might have been your sister's.
Certainly a possibility.
Well, let's go check it out then.
Okay, so it's not like easier said than done. It's not so much about the flower, but checking if
Yeah.
sister is fine.
You're worried it might be your sister's, but you can't work up the nerve to find out, right? Let's go and see together. You'd be way better to find out for sure than to just sit here moping about it.
Are you sure?
Why not?
Yeah, now that I've heard the story, I want to go check it out too. Come on, what are you waiting for?
Okay, I do like moments like these that show that when Fang absolutely
you,
knows
Fang.
something is for a good cause, he will buckle down and do it.
Alright. And we have one more before we do the side quest.
Troubled older brother.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Dang, this one's pretty good.
You know, you couldn't at least give us CGs of what they're looking at?
Yeah, never mind. Now I noticed that it's voiced.
Right, voiced. It was definitely not as apparent because those
Yeah.
are shorter statements and
Yeah, that's
usually
what-
even the non-voice stuff occasionally has them speak. Like,
That's why I didn't notice
a word or
that.
two.
That's why it took me a while to notice.
Oh no.
our
Shameful
Apollonius.
display.
Nothing says male bonding like watching porn together.
Says you.
Ouch.
Wow.
Deep cut, Sherman.
You know, I have to give Idea Factory credit, given the kind of people that might play their games. That's Ooh. Apollonius really wishes he was in another room at this time, I get the feeling.
Well, the girls can just fuck off. People are allowed to look at magazines if they want to.
Also, pretty sure some of the girls have ogled over
I think his
handsome men
problem
too.
was the location. We should have done in the rooms, as he said.
ワイのところは逆にマリサが温かい目で見守ってくるのがいたたまれんくて
Yeah. Very awkward with Marissa.
Do we really need a skit about this?
アポローネスお
you know,
Well, I
Side
first I want to
stuff
see where it's
shenanigans.
going.
that too, yeah.
欲にまみれた会話に参加する気はない。
こんな大げさなこんなん男なら普通やろ自分は欲とは無縁です
Oh, Galdo.
Get it? Because he's a country bumpkin.
とか言うてあんさんよっぽど意識しとるやんグラビアが目に入らんようにずーっと目そらしてるしこのむっつり目
私を愚弄する気か。
まいくら剣が強うても男としてはワイらの方が上っちゅうことやな
貴様
Huh, infallible logic.
痛いと
Of course.
何剣
Just imagine that he's pointing his sword at him.
Yeah.
黙れ。貴様の色欲ごと叩き切って
I will smite you for.
Damn,
I will smite you for being horny.
Oh no.
Harley, leave.
Just pretend she doesn't
imagine-
have pants.
Yeah,
Even though her sprite literally has her in pants,
I'm
and we
not-
have a CG for her missing her pants.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It would take too much money to draw me again, but without pants. So
I mean,
Was
like
this
I
game
said,
Was this game's budget like £60?
Probably.
Like I said, we literally have a CG for Harley without her pants.
Good to know
anyway.
that this part of Harley also remains from the original.
Is it sad that I'd actually prefer that part over, you know,
I mean,
the child
obviously,
molestation?
Joe, but I'm just saying that, like,
Oh, that Harley. Ha, ha,
what a rapscallion.
Well, Fang, that's because she's a reprehensible person. That's why you're not turned on by it.
I'm pretty sure that that's not what the game is going for, though.
What do you think it's going for with Fang?
That
Well,
Fang
you know,
and Galdo have been doing it so much with, with magazines, but they are desensitized by 3D woman, at least by that perspective.
I doubt it.
I never got that feeling, honestly, especially since Galdo seems to still have some hots. Like, it's specifically just Fang. And, like, I mean, Fang has talked about his preferences. Harley technically does fit that in that regard. No. I really think if anything, granting more...
Oh, of course we're gonna do this. Yeah, it's like 10 things you should know before dating my sister.
Okay, now Apollonius, now that is out of line. Like, he was just joshing around with you. Come on.
You know, Apollonius takes everything 200% serious.
It's also
You dare
classic.
joke at my expense, I shall kill you.
Also, the overprotective brother, it's still a very common gag, particularly in anime. Shining Resonance actually has also something similar to this. So.
Actually, it can potentially hurt Galdo, as we're seeing right now.
Well, maybe we just need to help him widen up.
Oh god, hello, so take your punishment for calling me bro!
Like a man!
Oh, what wacky hijinks.
Indeed.
It wasn't terrible, I
And Fang
guess.
was murdered.
A training
Nothing
was
of value
lost. Yeah. Ah, looks like that window's open. I'll just go.
I think this is always too.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get into a rhythm with this because unlike the original game, it's far less consistent.
I mean, it being only in Japanese, a language you don't know, doesn't really help.
No, it's not.
guess
It's not so much
ironically-
that. It's not so much that. Oh yeah. Just pretend that he's training and not just walking back and forth.
Or just
There
think
was-
he's in an earthquake.
There was something like that even in the first kit, without... Well, the second kit, sorry.
It's like he's drunk trying to walk the line.
Remind me, were there any Apollonius and Fang endings in Advent Dark Force?
No.
No, there was one with him and Noe,
Yeah.
for some reason.
You could if you had Apollonius on your party in the goddess route, you'll get a CG in the ending of Apollonius living with his sister. There's one there's one particular ending that was quite amusing where he's at his house with the sister, and sister keeps ragging on him to get a job and stop being a warrior, just get a fucking job. So
I guess we never really did get an Apollonius and Fang ending. How weird, given all the other endings you could get.
in this one you can only get you can only ship him with 3 characters. I'm gonna disagree with you there, Apollonius. If it really was that easy to surpass your limits, then I don't know.
It's more complicated than that, but I partially still agree with him. Leave me alone, I'm busy.
Don't you know shonen logic, Fang? You're never too strong.
Unless you train under 10 times gravity, then you're eventually gonna burn yourself out, as Vegeta learned the hard way.
I mean, it did pay off.
そうだな。
Wow.
そのように
At least
I
on the
guess.
short run.
Alright.
I guess, yeah.
冗談だった。初めは金のためだった。妹を養うには金がいる。だが私には教養もなければ愛想もない。そんな私が金を稼ぐ方法など限られていた。犯罪に手を染めるか。
I can appreciate them recapping info we probably already knew from the original and the side quest
I don't
materials.
remember.
Actually, Jova, this particular backstory he's telling right now, this is original to this game, actually. I mean, the Event Dark Force kind of implied, but this is the first time they're actually saying it, basically.
Must be some Mandela effect. I could have sworn we knew Apollonius' backstory and that he mainly joined Dorfa to support him and his sister back
Oh,
home.
no, that we know.
True, but
We're not talking about
we
just
knew why he
Dorfa.
chose to be a warrior in the first place.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Okay, then in that case, bonus points. New info that fits in pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
冗談だ。本気だったら
The thing about Apollonius is that without his sister being involved in the plot, there's not really much of anything for Apollonius to do as a character.
Well, you know, he can be our comedically serious swordsman
And at least he
rival.
doesn't die. I'm glad already for that.
Kudos for small
God,
favor.
yeah,
Kudos for small favors, I guess.
After the evil goddess round, yes, I'm gonna take that.
Sure, sure.
Holy cow, the evil goddess route. They were... The evil goddess route is astounding with the characters that got done. Well, okay, to be fair, in each route, some characters got done more dirty than others. I guess.
貴様はつくづく不思議な男だな。敵味方関係なく、いつの間にか懐に入れてしまう。天性のリーダーという。
I guess he has what it takes to be a politician, moron, including being a
見
moron.
た目では判断できぬな。
A moron who manages to get stuff done.
ちょいちょいけなすの何なんだ。
Maybe it's a social commentary state about the, you know, the absolute state of the world. Everyone sucks so much that someone like Fang is considered, you know, an elevation.
Yes.
Baka. Alright. Alright, and with that, we're finally done with the skits. Jesus
For
Christ.
now.
Again, you know, I mean, I'm not hating these skits. Like,
Sure, sure.
Okay, yes, there are some ones that can have some stupid bits, but you know, again, and granted, this is mainly comparing it to Advent Dark Force. I don't find myself constantly cringing.
I know, I don't find myself constantly cringing either. It's just that I'm not invested either. I'm just kind of just passively watching, you know? And it's just one of those things where it's just like I'm just kind of bored, you know?
I'm paying enough mind, but I do get your... Wow, okay.
I mean,
guess
like I already said that, Jova, if it's a case where you were not particularly liking the characters in the first place, this is not gonna do that much to add to Elevating for you.
Not really, no.
That,
Yeah.
Whatever minor elevations it has, they're not that noticeable in the grand scheme of things. There's the occasion for it, but in the grand scheme of things, this is still just a furry fencer F game, which at best,
like we
that's just
said.
okay. So...
It's like we said, the quality of the storytelling in this game itself is a roller coaster. Oh yes, it can have those highs, but eventually it dips back down in some way, shape, or form.
Alright, see you for the next part, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.